Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Educational AD Podcast and our very first episode of a new series we're calling the Monday Huddle. We'll be right back with episode one of the Monday Huddle. I think you're going to enjoy it. But as always, we want to give our sponsors a shout out. Now, remember, these are all companies I used as an athletic director. They're all great companies, and I highly recommend you check them out. So listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Monday Huddle segment, then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Hometown. You heard me say before, Hometown's changing the game for schools and organizations with their suite of solutions that includes things like digital ticketing. They're still the number one provider for schools and colleges. But how about athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising, and a lot more? Whether you're an AD, a principal, or a coach, Hometown will show you how to save time, raise more money, and bring your community together. Go to hometown.com for more information. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys. If you're not using a survey to take the pulse of your student athletes, your coaches, your parents, you're really missing out. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you get the positive feedback that you might not have been getting, sometimes as high as 98%. Let Athletic Surveys help you take your program from good to great. We also want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Let their team help you become a social media marketing guru. Whether it's a simple post to celebrate a victory or an entire newsletter to showcase all the great things your department is doing, the team at Gipper will have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to Gipper.com to get started. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Vital Signs Wall of Fame. Go to their website and take a look at their interactive touchscreen video consoles. It's a great way to show off your school record boards for all the teams or your school's Hall of Fame. And if you put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for teachers. How about parents, sponsors, alumni? You got to see it to believe it. It's vitalsignswalloffame.com. Check them out today. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Snap Raise. If you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with one and been disappointed in the results? Well, Snap Raise works. We used it at our school with tremendous success, and so will you. Check out all the other great platforms you'll find at Snap Raise. But like I said, if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. Go to snapraise.com. We also want to say thank you to Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. When I became an athletic director, I made sure our school was a Huddle school. Our coaches, our athletes, even our parents just love the tools that Huddle provided, and so will you. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, and turn your school into a Huddle school. We'd like to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant AD, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program, and it was a great experience. And while he was doing it, he also completed 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We also want to say thanks to our good friends at Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. You can schedule a live web demo and see their products in action. It's probably one of the best purchases I ever made. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Check out that platform today. And we want to thank our friends at Home Campus. Home Campus is the official high school sports administration software platform for a number of states and thousands of athletic directors. And even if your state has a different platform for scheduling, rosters, etc., you can be a home campus school. I'm telling you, their athletic clearance and eligibility platform alone is worth checking out. Go to homecampus.com. As always, don't forget to mention the podcast. That's homecampus.com. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the very first edition of what we're calling the Monday Huddle. For a number of years, I've gotten emails, I've gotten calls from athletic directors, even spoken to people at the conferences that I travel to. And they say, "Hey, Jake, we love the interviews." And I say, "Thank you very much. But when are we going to hear some of your best practices, some tips that you've come across in your career as an athletic director?" So I went to my archives. I also did some current research and came up with some segments that I hope you're going to enjoy. Our first five episodes, the Monday Huddle, going to focus on parent concerns and how athletic directors can, address them, work with parents, partner with parents, as the NIAAA likes to say. And these are all short segments, about 9 or 10 minutes long. But I hope you're going to enjoy it, and please feel free to use any of the information in these Monday Huddle segments. So let's go and get started with our very first one. Okay, the first Monday Huddle segment is about playing time. So here we go. Obviously, for athletic directors and coaches, one of the biggest sources of frustration for sports parents is playing time. I'm sure you've gotten questions. Why isn't my kid starting? Why does my kid get subbed out so early? Why does the coach keep playing the same few kids? And from a parent perspective, these are real emotional questions. And parents, of course, they naturally want what's best for their child. They want to see them shine. They want to see them valued and recognized for, oh, he worked so hard. So in this first segment, we're going to dive into what I'm going to call the playing time puzzle. We'll try to unpack what you can share with parents, things that coaches consider, what student athletes gain from the many roles that they might have, even when they're not starters. And hopefully you can share how parents can be supportive, be a foundation that their kids truly need in these moments. All right, let's go and start with a truth. And I would share this with our parents. Playing time is never just about talent. You know that coaches are balancing dozens of variables every day: the team chemistry, practice habits, player effort, the execution. They're managing injuries, strategy, and of course, they're looking at behavior. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds us that high school sports are educational athletics, and we need to share sometimes with parents that the goal isn't to create the next pro athlete. The goal is to build better people through sport. And whether it's formal or informal, I think coaches, and this is stuff we have to explain to parents, are often looking at what I call, and I didn't invent this, the 5 C's when making these playing time decisions. The first C is commitment. Does the student athlete show up, stay engaged, and push themselves? The next C is communication. Are they listening and responding to the coach, to their teammates in a productive way? The third one's very important, coachability. Okay, are they open to feedback, even when it's tough to hear? The fourth C is contribution. What is their impact on the team, including things that don't show up on the stat sheet? And then I hope that the fifth C is character. Are they respecting their teammates, the opponents, the coaches? Do they respect the game? Parents oftentimes are just looking at results, but we need to remind them that coaches are looking at the entire process. Who's doing all those little things right? Who's putting in the work behind the scenes? Again, some more research. I got this from Sports Psychology Today. They found that student athletes who receive supportive, non-pressured encouragement from their parents are almost twice as likely to persist through adversity, including limited playing time. We need to remind parents sometimes, even the biggest sports stars had to earn their time, and very often their parents played a key role in keeping them grounded. A guy named Steph Curry said, "My parents never pressured me. They let me figure it out. They were always there encouraging, never complaining to coaches. They gave me the freedom to grow." Alex Morgan, U.S. women's national soccer team star. "My mom was the one who reminded me that sitting on the bench doesn't mean you're not valuable. She would always ask, 'What are you learning right now?' And that really helped me see the bigger picture. A guy named J.J. Watt shares what his dad told him once. He told me, hard work doesn't guarantee you'll start, but it guarantees you'll be ready when your time comes. And from a coach or an AD perspective, these types of messages are gold and they apply at the youth level, high school, and even beyond. Um, a lot of time we're talking with parents, we have to encourage them. So give them some tools that they can use in their toolbox when they get frustrated about their child's playing time. I think these steps can help them grow and also strengthen their relationship with their child. Encourage your parents to ask empowering questions, not of the coach, but of their student athlete. Instead of saying, why aren't you playing more? Try, what can we do to help you get better? We already mentioned this. What have you learned from your current role? What's something you can control right now? Effort, of course. And as a parent, how can I support you today? These types of questions shift the conversation from blame and accusation to growth. Hey, let's get better. As a parent, number two, model the behavior that you want to see. If your child sees you handle their disappointment with grace, maturity, perspective, they're more likely to do the same. And as a parent, again, let's avoid sideline criticism and post-game rants about the coaches. Instead, as a parent, affirm their effort, their teamwork, and their willingness to persevere. And then finally, and this can be the most challenging, trust the process, and that includes trusting the coach. Most coaches are trying to develop every athlete on their roster. And you, as an AD, you know this. They care deeply. And the role of that coach is far more complex than what the parents see from the stands. So, as a parent, if they have concerns, model respectful curiosity. Questions like, Coach, what can my child focus on to grow into a larger role? Now, that's code for what can they do to play more, but again, being respectful. How can I help my child get better? Okay, that's forward thinking, and it puts the student athlete's development front and center. So, um, the child isn't going to remember their stats 10 years from now, but they will remember how they felt from both the coach and from the parents, and hopefully from people who stood by them. For parents, their response to the playing time might be more important than the actual minutes that the child gets on the court or the field. So, again, talking with parents, encourage them to be the calm in their child's storm. Don't be the storm. Okay? Parents need to be the steady voice. They can be the person who shows that they believe in their child's journey and not just the scoreboard. Another great quote from Simone Biles. My parents taught me that success isn't about winning. It's about showing up, giving your all, and supporting those around you. And as an AD, we all know that's the real game. Together, we can help our kids play it well. Thanks for listening to our first Monday Huddle. Thanks for listening to the Educational AD podcast. Okay? And if you found this episode helpful, please, share it with another AD, share it with a sports parent or a coach who could use the reminder. And as always, keep showing up, keep supporting, and keep growing education-based athletics. Thanks again for listening. Okay, we'll see you on the next Monday Huddle, and we'll see you on the next Educational AD podcast. Have a great day. Once again, I hope you enjoyed that. Before we go, want to give one more shout out to our sponsors. Now, I really encourage you, if you're not using one of these platforms, go and check them out. We want to say thanks to Gipper. I want to say thank you to Vital Signs Wall of Fame. I want to thank Hometown and Ohio University. I want to say thank you to Athletic Surveys and Huddle. I want to thank Home Campus, Sideline Interactive, and Snap Raise. One more time, thanks again for listening to this episode of the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD Podcast.